Hey, hello everyone. Welcome. This is our paper pumpkin evening. It's May 1st and we're doing the April kit. It is called Inked, Occasions?
Inked
Yeah,
occasions.
Inked Occasions. There we go. And we're going to make one of each project. So if you're joining for the first time, welcome. And let's take a look. We've got a few people here. We're going to be making one of each together. And if you're watching on replay, thank you. So let's go ahead and get started. So I'm getting a little hand, but not like, here we go. All right. So we have our beautiful box, right? We got a pretty box this time. I love that we get pretty boxes sometimes, although I never know what to do with them. And then we have our kit. We have this is the stamp set, which I think this Thinking of You is something that's going to go into my regular
hmm
rotation. It's just perfect. The others are cute too. I love that there's one about congratulations on your retirement, which is always nice to have, but we don't have a lot of retirement stamps, and I happen to know a lot of people retiring. We have a berry burst spot. So if you don't already have this color in your collection, it's a great one. And I'm going to be using my larger pad, as I usually do. That later. Then these are the cards we're going to make. So you can get a little preview. You could also see that on the flyer that it comes with. And then we have our kit. So let's go through it together. And as we always do, we're going to take out one of each as we go. So the first thing that you have are the 9 envelopes. So you can pull them out, and we're not going to actually do anything with them today. So you can just put them aside, but they're very pretty. And of course, coordinate with the card. Okay, so our first card base that comes up, and I just use the handout to tell me which one goes with which. So we have this. This has lots of swirly things, and that's card number 3. Okay, so you can then take out the rest of those and put those away. So there's two more, or one more of those, and then you also have in that same pile the one that has the gold foiling on it, and that goes with card number 2. Okay, so far we've got card number 3, card number 2, and then they stuck the little dimensionals right inside the package this time, and they're minis. So pull them out. We're going to need them. We'll use a whole bunch of those today. Then you have a sheet of die cuts, and we're going to take one of each of them. So this one over here has squared off ends. All the ends are the 90-degree angle, and that one goes with card number 3. And down below that, you'll see the one that has the rounded edges. 2 of the edges are rounded, and that's actually going to go with card number 1. We haven't gotten to the base of that yet, so we'll just put that there. And then we have, these are the outlines, and we're going to stamp right on there, and they're going to be perfectly outlined because we're going to stamp so beautifully. So the first one at the top, from the way I'm holding it, that's going to be the Thinking of You one, and that goes with card number 2. And then the one below that is for the congratulations, and that goes with card number 3. Ooh, so you're just going to punch those out, and they just look like a bunch of weird shaped things, but that's okay because we're going to make them perfect. So then the rest of that sheet goes aside. Next up is the final card base, and that's for card number 1. So now I've got that little pile together. You'll pull that out, and then we have some, oops, mine fell right out. That's how beautiful it comes out, but this is the hugs, with that beautiful gold foiling. I don't know. It looks really, it's nicer than usual, I think, the way that it's on there. But that goes with card number 1. The rest of the hugs you're going to save for your other cards. And then finally, you're going to take out one of those sheets because we're going to use both of these. Oh, Sheila's back. Or Sheila's here again. We're going to punch out this little gold set of leaves. Okay, there we go. And that is going to go with card number 3. And then final piece we have is this absolutely gorgeous die cut. It has all that going on it. And you have to be very careful when you're punching this out. It comes out easily. It's just when I did it this morning, I got it all messed up. You okay over there, Sheila?
Yes, I am.
Okay. All right. So punching that out. And that's what that looks like. Look how beautiful that is. I just love that. And that goes with card number 2. So those are all the pieces. And I think the lesson that we're learning with this kit is creative use of, or how to use dimensionals really well as stamping very carefully. So those are the 2 goals for today. But other than that, they're super simple cards. And I think because of all the gold foiling, there's not a whole lot of extra stuff going on here. So let's go ahead. And we're going to start with card number 1. That's the one that has the hugs. You can push the others out of the way. And we're going to give our card base a nice fold. And press it down really nicely. Now, for this project, it's much easier if you have 2 different blocks. It doesn't really matter what size they are, but if you don't, that's okay. You can still work with just the one. But if you have 2, it is a little bit helpful because these little butterflies are going to go on all 3 of the cards. They're just going to go in the background. So if you have them already attached, then that's great. And if not, just pull them off, just like we usually do. So this card is actually vertical. Okay, the others are horizontal. So we're going to put it down like that. And we're going to do our stamping first. So the first thing we're going to stamp is, you could choose whatever saying that you want, but they used hugs and then I'm here for you. So I'm here for you is right here at the top. And so you'll put that down. And you've got I'm here for you on here. And you'll use your little ink pad. Let me get the card out so you can see. This is what we're making. So I'm here for you. And then you give it a little tap, tap, tap. And carefully stamp that right smack in the middle of your little label. So, hooray! Wonderful. All right, where's it? Here, I have to get my glasses. Okay. Once you have that, you're going to find the 2 different butterflies. One of the butterflies has 2 on the stamp. Let me see. It's going to be easier if I show it to you this way. So one of them it's a set of 2 little butterflies, and then there's a single butterfly. Okay, so you've got 2 and 1. And what I did is I just took a little block and I put one in the corner of one side and then the other right in the middle of the other. You could do it however you like, but we're going to be stamping these on our card front. And what they want you to do is to kind of give yourself a sense of where that's going to go, so that when we stamp it, we can actually see the butterflies. So I'll walk you through it though, because if you take the double butterfly, so those are the ones on the bottom, you can see the 2 there. They put those right up here. Okay, so that's where the first ones went. So the two are up there. And then the single one, they put towards the other side. So down here. Okay. And that's where I just did exactly as they did. So you can see when we're going to go lay this down, you can still see the butterflies. All right. So let me know when you've got your butterflies stamped. Whatever it takes. Take your time. And Sheila, you can just shout it out.
Yeah, I'm good. I actually did mine before.
Oh, you did them all?
Yeah. I don't have a camera, but I got.
Okay. All right. So, Anne Marie's just getting her last ones down. Let's hold it up so you can see. Good. All right. So we are ready. So now we're going to put dimensionals on the back of this Hugs. And we have a couple of areas that are very narrow. So what they are suggesting that we do is we're going to use 2 whole ones, one on this area, right? Oops. That's my other finger. So we've got one in the middle of that G, because that makes sense, because that's a big space. And then you can actually also fit a whole one down at the bottom of the H. But we're going to want to put a couple more on, and all we're going to do is we're going to cut one in half. And so you're going to use your scissors and just cut. Now, you could always use the edges of, just snip off a piece of the edges. But this is how they showed you, so I figured I would show you how they did it. So they just cut one in half, and they took half and put it right up here on the top of the H, and then the other half they put on the other side over here. So I'll show you what it looks like in the end. Of course, I touched the one that we don't need. So there we go. We've got half of one here, a whole one here, a whole one here, and then a half of one over here. Okay. So that is the excitement on this card. And once you have it, you can lay it down. You could put it on an angle. Mine might be angled, not on purpose. They had it straight, so you can choose to do what you like. And for the other piece, I am going to override what they are saying to do. They said just put 2 on the back of this and then lay it down. Well, I like to be sure that I'm not going to be putting it on top of something that's already raised. So I'm going to put one on this side of the G and then one on the other side of the G. And that will be, or you could even do it on the other side of the F because it's going to go past that. And just take your dimensionals off and then lay it down. And that way you can be sure that it's not on top of something already raised. But that nice gold foiling really makes it pretty. And the little extra butterflies, you know, you can never have enough butterflies, if you ask me. So that's it for this card. Voila! The whole kit is like this. So we'll go on to the next one. You doing okay over there, Anne Marie? Okay. Awesome. Okay, so this next card I love, and this one. So you can see how we're going to just be raising up that beautiful die cut, and then we're going to be stamping onto the Thinking of You. So let's go ahead and pull out Thinking of You first. And you're going to get out the word, put it on your block. You might have to put it on an angle. That's how I did, because it's kind of big. I mean, it's not huge, but it is a little bit big. So, putting my other one away. And then we're going to ink it up. This is what we normally do. And then we're going to aim. And you can see, because it's nice and clear, you can see through it. And you just want to leave a little bit of a border all the way around. And it's kind of like a puzzle piece, and it fits right in there. It's that simple. That is the Thinking of You. And they do give you an extra. So we only have 3 cards, and we have 4 little cutouts. So if you make a mistake, you can't flip this one over. That does not work. Then it's backwards. That's what we're going for. Okay. I'm concentrating on this one. How did it go? Did we do okay with that?
Yes.
Okay.
Shockingly, yes.
Okay. All right. All right. So then we're going to do our butterflies again. Same thing. We're going to kind of try to assess where they go. Oh, I'm way over here. So you get a sense of where you're going to put it. You just want to make sure you don't get your ink on there as well. But we're going to put the 2 butterflies over here. And then the single butterfly just over here. There we go. So we've got our 3 butterflies there on our page. And see how much easier it was to use that as our guide. That's what that's going to look like. I just forgot to have this fold. So when you get a chance, you can fold your card. My bone. Okay, so once you've got your butterflies, then we're going to put a bunch of dimensionals on the back. And this one, very straightforward. We're using all whole dimensionals. They put 5 across the bottom. I'll probably just use 4. So actually, they used 4. So it doesn't matter. You can use as many or as few as you want.
Could you push it up? There you go. Yay. Thank you.
No problem. I sometimes forget what you can see. And then the other ones are going into the centers of the flowers. All 3 flowered. It's convenient that the little teeny mini dimensionals fit right in the middle. And then you can use one more over on the leaves, and there's this little patch right here that's thick enough to hold it. So that's 4, 8. We've got 8 little mini dimensionals on here. Back and peel them off of the backing. And then it just goes on the front of the card, and they went right to the very bottom because conveniently there is a gold border there. Because we're covering up the bottom of this gold border, but they put a new one for us. So it looks like, yeah, the gold glitters a little bit. Okay. So when you've got that done, you can give me a thumbs up. No rush. Okay. A lot of little dimensionals. Sheila, did you do all of the cards already?
No, no, no. I only did the stamping.
Oh, okay.
Right now, I'm trying to get these little backs off all these dimensionals.
I know. I've got so many over here too. They're just try to pile them up so at the end I just, sweep them into the trash, but there's a lot here. Right.
Oops.
When we've got it down, we're going to be putting it onto the card. And again, they had you putting it on the back of the piece, but I don't agree with that. I'm going to say we're going to put our dimensionals in the holes, right? In the space where there isn't already something, because otherwise it won't lie flat. And they'll look funny. They'll look lumpy. So I'll just hold it up. I put them here, 1, 2, and 3. And you can double check and make sure that it's going to be covered, and you can see that it is. That's where it's going to go. So again, I put 1, 2, and 3. And that's for our words. And just place that down. I like to make sure the of you is straight. That's how I know I've got it straight. Of you. Straight, and that is it for this card. It's a little blurry. I don't know why.
Very nice.
Yeah, right? I just love this.
Mhm.
The things people did with alternative projects with this piece, they did a great job. You'll see that in a few minutes. Are we good? How you doing there, Anne-Marie? Okay, all right. So let's move on to our last card and see how fast they are, right? And this is the congratulations. All right, so we're going to do our stamping first. So we've got the congratulations, and then this is the one where you can put on your retirement or, what else did I say? Oh, to the happy couple. You are amazing. So I'm going to use the retirement one this time. I know I'm going to need a few of those cards. So got that. My luck. We're doing the same thing. We're going to get it centered in there. Well, here, I've got the little one out first. So I'm going to do on your retirement, or you are amazing, or to the happy couple on the little strip. So that's going to go in there. Retirement. And then the congratulations is going to go on the wiggly. I'm going to call it the wiggly die cut because it's wiggly. But it works out perfectly when we stamp it. Ta-da! It's really pretty forgiving too, because I can't imagine that was, really perfectly done. I doubt it. So let me know when you've got your things stamped as little labels, and take your time. I've got one. Okay. So the berry burst is just such a pretty pinky purple. I do love it. I love it with the swirls that has the gold in it. So works out nicely. now we're going to stamp on our card base and give, put out some butterflies. So our card base out, that folded nicely. And this one, let's see, they use the little one on the right side. I don't know why I go right to left, but I do. They put this little one up here in the pink, right up there. And then the double one they put down in the orange. Like that. You can see, and I just did it the way that they did. So this is down in the orange. They may have had it over a little bit. No, that looks right. And then the single one up here. And we're done with all our stamping at this point. So let's put our ink pad away. All right. So now we're going to take that fun leaf and we're going to put a dimensional right in the center of that, and that's it. That is going to be enough to hold this down. And they did it on an angle over here in between the butterflies. Like that. So we've got one butterfly, and then the two butterflies, and then this is kind of right in the middle. Easy enough. For the congratulations, believe it or not, they had 3 dimensionals, including one on the back of the center. And I say, no, don't do that because it comes out very lumpy when you do that. So we're going to take our dimensionals and put them on either side of that center circle of that leaf, like that. Test it out and make sure it's going to fit, like that. And then just peel off the backing. And you're going to lay it down, covering up that center circle entirely. So it says, congratulations. And then on your retirement, same thing. Or whatever you're going to put there. It's going to go over the bottom part. So I'm just going to put 2 dimensionals right down on either side of the leaves. You can see I put the dimensionals right here. I can adjust then how high or low I want to put this. It's a very thin strip anyway, but I'm going to put it right about and that's it. That is the whole shebang. So while you're finishing up, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen so that you can see the alternative projects that I found. There was no shortage of them. Come over to my PowerPoint, share, and we'll set up our slideshow from the beginning. There we go. All right, so I have to move my thing here. All right, this is Cassandra Bennett, and you can see how she cut this in half, right? So she only used half, so that means that she could use the other half on a different card. I just love that. And here she used hugs separately on a whole different background. It looks like the background that she used, she just used one of the, the first card front and cut it in half, because the other thing to note is that both sides of the card bases have the design on them. So it really does make it easy to separate them out. Here she added some of the wildflower birthday cutouts. So you can use that and just use the rest of it in the background. That was Cassandra Bennett. Next up,
excuse me, where are the flowers from?
The wildflower birthday suite. So there's designer series paper, and it comes with those different cutouts in it.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Yep. So this one is Jessica, and she, the top ones are the ones from the kit, although she cut them in half and put them onto coordinating cardstock, right, instead of just the white, so that way she could use the back side and create these other cards. So I thought these were very pretty, the way they were done. She used some other gold foiling, and she die cut herself. And here she cut that in half and just used the flower part, right? I'm not sure exactly what this is from, but it's the top part of the this card base here that she cut out. That's that. And then this has been very popular. A lot of people did this in different ways, and this was done with the hugs die cut. There is done with the coordinating dies for the April, May, and June Hugs a Bloom dies. And as soon as I stop sharing the screen, I'll show that to you. You can always add that onto your order at any time. It's $12 for the 4 different dies, but the hugs on these 2 cards is that. And then you can see, obviously, she just cut apart the that element on the card front for number 2. This is Laura Siki. She always has a ton of really, really pretty ideas. I can always count on her. And here she's made the mosaic, which is a popular thing that a lot of people have been doing. And then for the little element here, she put Have a Lovely Day from a different stamp set, and she used the corrugated embossing folder, the mini corrugated embossing folder, and she did it on a diagonal, which I thought was clever. So that's what that is. And then this one, I thought, how simple and beautiful these are. So they just cut it in half, that one piece, right? You can see it's 2 sides of the same piece. And she put it on some dry embossed paper. And then this is just score lines in her card base for the background. We've done something like that, but she put a whole bunch of lines back here. And these elements, the happy birthday and the thinking of you and congratulations, they, well, these may be from something else, but these are from the new cutouts that are part of the ephemera packs. There's one that just has words in it. It's for all seasons, and these happy birthday punch outs are in there. So that might be something to look at. And these must be also, well, or they may just be from this paper pumpkin kit, actually, now that I think about it. All right, so that's Laura Williams. And then this is Lynn Dunn. Lynn Dunn also does a lot of paper pumpkin alternatives. And here she used the flower that comes in that coordinating die set. So here are the flowers, and she used the hugs here as well. And she just creatively used the paper, the card bases. And here she tore some paper and laid it over the top, and then just stamped that in the middle. And that's from Spotlight on Nature, and just really very well done, I think. The way that she put these together by just cutting apart the card bases is really what ended up happening. So this, obviously, she uses that element as well. And this is a scrapbook page. How cute is that? So just cut it into we have the diamonds the dies that come with one of the bundles. And she used those, and she cut apart the flowers and put them on, and she die cut some flowers from one of the new flower sets. But I just thought that was great, and the doggy's cute, so can't really go wrong with that. And then this is Susan Dixie, and she just really kept it simple and just cut apart the card bases and made as many cards as she could. So she's got a lot of them here. She changed up some of the greetings that she put on there. So it just goes to show you don't have to go crazy. You could just, she just cut the card front and used the card back as well and just layered it on some coordinating cardstock. So, pretty. And then this is a new embossing folder that's coming out. Pressed Flowers, I believe it's called. And I like the way that she used that card front and then covered up the bottom, and then that way she could use the other half of this on another card. And the congratulations, and she used half of those leaves, so she cut that in half as well. So all in all, pretty smart, I think. Oh, I thought that was it, but we have one more. And so this one, she made some easel cards. Well, this is an easel card, and so she just cut apart the pieces as necessary. This is those pressed flowers again, and the background on this is also the pressed flowers, but these are the two of the dies, and then the hugs, of course. Actually, this card has all 4 dies used on it. So it's this tag, and then the hugs, the flower, and then these leaves. You can see what they all look like when they're cut out. So, all right. So that is that. So I'll stop sharing. And so here, like I mentioned, these are the dies. You get all 4. Mine just came today. I was excited. I actually had it in front of me. So again, $12 if you want to add that to an upcoming order. As a subscriber, you can get these. So that is all. That's everything. So ladies, tell me, which card was your favorite out of the bunch?
Number 2.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, me too.
Number 2.
Yeah. Yes.
Sheila, you too? Yeah, I
Yes.
agree. I have to ask, though. You never know. But I am excited to have a congratulations on your retirement card. So I have to say that. So, but yeah, I just can't get enough. I wish we could get like more of these. That would be great. So anyway, like you can't see what I'm doing. I'm showing. I can't even figure out here. Anyway, the die cut. My crazy background. All right, ladies, thank you so much for joining me tonight, and we'll, see you the next time. So I've got classes next week in person. The Stampin' Shack Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. All 4 classes are still open. And I think that's it. So thank you for joining.
Thank you, Brenda.
Bye.
Thank you. Thank you so
Really
much.
beautiful.
Thanks.
Have a
Bye.
good night.
Good
Bye-bye.
night.